Howdy folks, and welcome back to Dungeon Meshi. Today we're going to be watching episode lucky number 7, which is titled, and I have not read this title yet. I'm trying to get a little bit better about not reading the titles in advance so I can be shocked when we get to the Red Dragon. This episode is titled Kelpie, Porridged, and Broiled with Sauce. So I like that we're keeping the naming convention of, last time we got the boiled in salt water with the crabs, or with the mimic that looked like crab. So still kind of some kind of mystery meat or mystery dish that we're cooking, just that we know that it will be broiled with sauce. Kelpie and porridge. Kelpie is, I am gonna get some slack for not knowing exactly what a Kelpie is. Isn't it like some kind of a horse monster? I feel like I only know it from the one Persona game I played, where Kelpie was one of the demons or shadows or whatever they were called in that one that you could recruit. And I think it was kind of horse-like. So I'll be interested to see what it's like to cook and eat one of those. And then porridge, a boring sounding dish, but I can't think of the word porridge without thinking of, my kid went through a phase where one of his favorite movies was the Pixar film Turning Red, which is great, actually. It's one of the best things they've put out in the last 5 years, I would say. But there's one moment in particular when she first turns into the red panda and her mother's talking with her, through the bathroom door and is about to come in, and her breakfast is burning, and Sandra Oh delivers the wonderful delivery of the line,
"My porridge."
So now every time the word porridge comes up in the house, either my wife or myself will go, "My porridge." So expect a couple of those throughout this one. And I don't have too much else to say other than the show has been great. I am noting here though that there are 3 things in here, so I'm wondering if it's going to be a little... I think it was episode 2 or 3 it was episode 2 that had 3 things. So I'm curious to see how the kind of pacing of this episode will be after having a good stretch of a couple episodes of 2 that have felt really, really solid. So I really hope they can give everything in here a proper chance to shine. But I trust this series. It has not steered me wrong yet. And it's been great. So before we begin, don't forget to do all the YouTube things. Leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this episode, of the reaction, fake spoilers, anything you want to tell me. And if you want any of these Dungeon Meshi videos early, uncut, unedited, there's a link to the Patreon in the description below, should you choose to join up there. And now, without further ado, let's get into Dungeon Meshi episode 7. Kelpie, porridge, broiled with sauce. Not all 3 of those things at once, though. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. And as always, as the OP is starting up, my tea for today is chamomile. I was talking about this in my most recent She-Ra video, but it's been a while since I've had chamomile in the house. Saw some at the store the other day and said, yes, it's time. And as I sit through this OP again, I'm going to be on the lookout for that elf guy that we saw in the flashbacks in the painting last time. Because I was saying, I could have sworn I saw them in the OP, but I did not remember. Okay, where's this elf person? I do not see him. So maybe I was just totally making stuff up. Unless they're upside down there, but I don't see him. So maybe I was just... Wait, no, that's him, right? That was like the bottom part of him. It's same color scheme of the clothes and the gray hair. I couldn't see the ears, but that definitely looked like him just walking up right there. So interesting that they're in the OP, but just kind of like mostly obscured. But just enough to where it was, I could still place it and be like, no, I've seen you before.
Looks like they're just paralyzed.
Must have been those things. Can you heal them?
We'll see.
First, take all their loot. Second, take all their food. Oh. It's you. You're in the OP. Were you part of that? Yeah, you're part of that crew that died in the other episode.
We get wiped out.
Wait, where's my necklace? Damn it, my coins are gone too!
No.
Some of our belongings have gone missing.
All that's left is some leftover trail of sorbet melting drippings on the ground. We'll follow it and lead to the thieves that stole our stuff from us. And we'll exact our revenge. We will kill them. If that's what happens, I wasn't expecting to ever see this party again, but now, I'm sorry for the early pause into the episode, but it makes so much more sense that they spent so much time building this party up in that other episode, just for them to be just completely demolished immediately. So it's kind of cool that we're following up with him here. And I saw this guy in the OP today, and I almost commented saying, isn't that guy who was the leader of that party that all died? Interesting that he's in the OP, but Here we go. I was about to say something like, oh, did they get revived or something? And then we meet up with him again, at least him again. This show just keeps getting more and more interesting, huh, folks?
Treasure insects.
Shh. Sorry, couldn't tell you.
This is hair. It's used to repel ghosts. Apparently, there was someone else who found us.
Elf hair. Oh no, the dogman's gonna track.
A tall man.
It's me. I'm here.
They ate a meal in this exact spot.
They what?
They ate right over us. It still is wild to just hear the word Tallman thrown around. It's not often enough to where it's normalizing to me, but just ever so often that it still just kind of like strikes me aback.
I hope I can wash my hair soon.
I don't want to give more of it to people who've died.
Bet you really want to wash your beard, right, Senshi? You don't even comb that thing, do you?
Hey, isn't it like, I think I've heard people say that like the dirtier your hair is, at least as far as like lice are concerned, they prefer cleaner hair because it's easier for them to like get around in it.
Support magic might not work on you.
That's fine by me.
I just remembered I have some good soap with me. Let's wash your beard with that
It's
and braid it after.
insert brand that people talk about in YouTube videos for sponsorships here. I'm not sponsored by them.
And it must have. It's all gone. It got so much money.
Let's go.
Damn. Wrecked.
Underground water rushes out of holes in the bedrock, forming a large lake. The water is imbued with magic and glows faintly. At the bottom of the lake, you can see the castle town, rippling like a mirage.
What exactly do you do when you're exploring this floor?
I usually just fish or lay traps all around this area.
Check it out. First, I do this.
Oh, can she walk on water? Oh, that's cool.
And then we just walk across the water.
She just like sinks straight down. It only lasts for a couple seconds.
No,
What the hell?
You don't have to throw such a fit.
You can make me.
Go ahead and cast your spell while I hold him down.
Huh?
Hurry! Senshi, this is the only way to do it wearing armor.
They're gonna get in so much trouble because of Senshi, huh?
You see, that didn't kill you, did it?
I love her little scolding voice that she does.
Who knows? You might even end up liking it.
This is unnatural, I tell ya. Oh,
Wait, what? Is it because maybe his hair works as an insulator?
that would be hilarious if that was actually the case.
Wash that gross thing already!
Don't worry about me. I'll cross the lake my own way.
Okay. Kelpie incoming. Oh, it is horse-like. I was right. Let's eat it!
Kelpie.
Careful, it's getting closer.
Calm down. She's harmless. Anne here often comes to visit me when I'm trying to catch fish.
Anne?
You named it?
I've always been curious about whether or not
Aw.
I can cross the lake with her.
If we used its organs as a life preserver, it'd be more useful.
Also, then we could eat it.
All monsters are dangerous. Friendly ones are no exception. Kelpies try to lower your guard to coax you into the water.
Look, I've known Anne for just as long as I've known the golems.
I really hope this works out for Senshi. I hope this is the one that we don't actually eat.
All right, Anne. Let's go.
Damn, I guess Laios was right. Senshi's like, well, I fucked up on this one. Alright, yeah, eat that fucker.
Laios,
There we go.
forgive me, Anne.
Damn, with the crab claw? Oh, I thought he was gonna stab it with the crab claw too.
Oh no. No, please
It must be Senshi. Who else could have blood?
die.
So she was just waiting for me to get on her back? Why? She
Damn.
could have attacked whenever.
Laios was right?
I don't get it. I don't get it one bit.
Damn, Senshi's going through it.
Aren't you freezing? I could start a fire.
Not with magic.
You loved her so much, but you're going to eat her?
Only thing I know to do. Cause if I don't, Laios won't shut the fuck up about it for the next week.
I'm doing this alone.
Damn. That's rough, actually. This is gonna be the most joyless meal he's ever cooked in his life.
Could I have a little bit of the fat?
Weren't you opposed to me doing this?
Well, it's dead already, so what the fuck do you want from me? Oh, you can make soap out of the fat, right?
There's something floating over there.
It's
I'm
porridge.
worried it's people. Let's go.
Oh, is it that other party?
What are these little white things?
Barley.
Oh,
Must
yeah.
be leaking from a bag.
I was going to say
Found
oats.
the owners.
Oh, they died again? Oh, this fucking party's the worst.
Have we seen this guy before?
Nope. Oh, I remember this kobold.
Yeah, of course you're going to remember the dogman. That's a... Oh,
Jeez.
They fought fishmen, huh?
That's unlucky.
dogman versus fishman. Oh, no. It's going to entrance him into the water. Damn, everything here just wants to get you to go into the water.
Shilchuk!
Live there, die there.
Stop!
Oh. Actual, like, mermaids or sirens? Is Laios singing the song along? I guess if you sing louder than them.
I didn't get to finish singing it again. I even learned it all, too.
I've been entranced by sirens so many times.
I feel bad that their barley's scattered. Should we help them?
They're gonna get revived again and be like, hey, where's all our fucking barley? We can eat two things at once.
I didn't say anything yet.
We all agreed that demi-humans are off limits.
Think about it.
It's half fish. We can eat half of it, right?
There are different types of mermaids. The mammal type and the fish type. This is the fish type. It has gills and lays eggs, so there's no belly button or nipples.
I mean, that's true, right? That's what I was saying. It's mostly fish.
Why is a cow okay, but a fish man somehow isn't?
It just doesn't feel right to me, okay?
Feel right?
Hey, if we take it over and eat the kelpie too, we could have some surf and turf, right? I mean, it's still kind of like surf and surf, but still.
Soak the barley and put it over a flame.
As far as the
Pull
meat
apart some
texture,
mimic
right?
meat and add a few water plants.
Hold on a second. Wasn't that growing out of the fish man's head?
This is also a completely ordinary plant. Fishmen use these to mimic the mermaids. Without it, they would probably look a lot more like fish.
And thus be a lot easier to eat, okay?
All right, whatever. Do what you want.
Somehow they managed to find all new faces to make me smile.
All right, it's ready.
Barley porridge using randomly found barley. So interesting that we haven't cooked up the kelpie yet. Oh, and as far as where this goes, barley porridge. I can't say I don't think I've ever had barley porridge, but I've eaten my fair share of oatmeal. I forgot what they said the meat was on there. I forgot. Actually, let me rewind it real quick to see if they said it was kelpie that they put in there. I know they said that the seaweed stuff was the kind of fishman hair, but give me 1 second real quick. Oh, it's mimic meat. Okay. Okay. So, mimic meat. Okay. Where do I want to put this on the list? I think it's got to go. I'm thinking. I'm fidgeting while I think with my pen. It's going to go somewhere. It's going to go under the caldo. I think it's going to go under kakiage. And I think it's going to go under the sorbet, but like right under the sorbet. Because I think I would enjoy this. It's going in the tier of I would enjoy it, but it wouldn't be like my first choice. Whereas I think I would get a lot more enjoyment out of the sorbet than this one. So I'm going to put it right under. Barley porridge. My porridge! Just like I said, I had to say it, right? Interesting, we haven't cooked up the kelpie yet, given that that was first in the episode title, and this was second. So I don't know if they're just taking liberties with the adaptation to the anime from the manga. Obviously, I haven't read the manga, but assuming that each kind of adventure we get for each food is its own chapter or multiple chapters. I don't know if Living Armor was like 2 chapters that they kind of combined, or what. So I'm trying to kind of think if they just kind of like mix and match a little bit to kind of compare. It's like, well, while you prepared that, I cooked the kelpie, and then we get an immediate sequel. And we're gonna have to pause immediately again for more food. But yeah, I think that's a decent spot for it to go. Kind of like that mid tier, right under the sorbet, I think. So this ranks above omelet, tart, living armor, and treasure insects. but like I feel like it's in a different tier than all of those because a lot of those are like stuff I would either pass on or just don't think I would enjoy too much. Whereas this, I figure I would probably like, just not as much as a bunch of the other stuff. That's all.
Come on, you two. Time for lunch.
Hey, where did you get this barley from?
It was near some dead adventurers, so we nabbed it.
Just found it. Now, of course, once again, like I said, they're going to get revived and be like, who took all our barley? Again?
Something's popping in my mouth. Wonder what that is.
Boba.
Fish eggs, maybe? They might have been stuck in the water plants.
Oh, or like in the hair, maybe. They lay their eggs
Can
and...
we talk? Hey, those were the fishmen's eggs, weren't they? I heard that they
It's
lay
like
eggs and hide them in water plants, specifically the ones that are growing straight out of their heads.
So it's like a seahorse situation where the male kind of carries the eggs and probably the young, right?
Senshi,
He's still going through it, though.
this is for you.
It's soap. Wash your ass.
Not only is it useful as a hair oil, but it's good for using on clothes and dishes, too.
That's so sweet.
Mind if we use it right now?
Well,
He just strips naked and jumps back in the water.
I want to make use of your hard work.
Aw.
you really do?
This whole cast is so fucking wholesome. I love it. Look at them. Oh my god. Worked up a sweat doing that, huh? Oh, he's magnificent. Senshi, you beautiful bastard. Now take your first steps. Oh, he's T-posing.
If this experience has taught me anything,
I should wash my ass more often.
so thanks, Marcel.
We still have a whole ass, like, half an episode to go. Oh. I like how, oh, are they being chased? Oh, flying fish, huh?
I'm gonna wipe them all out!
Oh?
No! Stop!
No, too late. You fool. You've ruined the ecosystem here.
I said stop, didn't I? Using an explosion in the water kills too many of them.
What?
These are blade fish, which can be boiled, grilled, steamed, dried.
I bet those are good.
But other monsters here eat them too.
Yeah.
If their numbers dwindle, it's gonna affect the dungeon's
Well, to be fair, the Fishman and Kelpie numbers have dwindled by 1 each, so just balancing things out.
Plus, there's a lot more bladefish than usual anyway. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Yeah, she really is balancing out the ecosystem.
I'd rather not die to preserve a monster's ecosystem.
Look, they still got food. Oh, shit. No, you always cross the water as quick as you can. Come on. Now you have a worse fight on your hands.
You
Oh.
need to be more considerate of the ecosystem.
Whoa, what's going
This was broiled in sauce. Oh, is this going to be a kraken or something?
That was weird. They went right
I bet he
past
can
us.
see into the water. He's like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck.
Senshi?
There's something coming this way.
So if you're enchanted but you like drop your sword, would your sword sink or would your sword still float?
Whatever this thing is,
It's a big boy.
huge!
Or is it just like a giant squid? That's a big boy.
Squid? No. Octopus?
Wait, that's a kraken! It's already a large monster to begin with, but this one is
Good
much
job,
bigger
V.
than normal.
We could meal prep so much from one of those.
Do your thing, Marcel.
More magic, huh?
It's a big target, so it'll be fine.
Once again, her scolding voice coming in clutch. I feel like, I'm trying to think, I know I've seen krakens in some of my other shows before. The most recent one I can think of is Hilda. Had a kraken in it. It was also very large and horrifying, just like this one. Except we talked to that one.
No way, that barely scratched it!
Oh, and while it wasn't a game, it was they made a Witcher animated movie that came out fairly recently. And there's a big scene where they fought a giant kraken that was like tearing a boat apart. Nope. Fish head. Ooh.
This is bad. What spell do I
Marcel.
use?
You mind using that magic again?
What?
Not that.
Can you enchant
This
this?
one.
Here it goes! Water walking!
Oh, casting water walking on a fish? That's okay. That was a tight shot. That's so smart. cast it on something that can't function outside of the water.
Right between the eyes.
Nice. Yeah. Ooh, all the color drained out. Laios is like, I'm so sad we just ate. I don't have an appetite to eat this one right now.
I think this might be why there are fewer mid-sized monsters on this floor. Are squid and octopi any good?
No way, you've
Yes.
never eaten them before?
Wait.
You really can't go wrong with either.
He hasn't? Those are like normal things to
Steam
eat.
'em, or dry them, smoke them, or eat them raw.
For once, Marcel is like the most excited one here.
What have I done?
Nice. Oh no, that's just part of it. Okay.
It stinks! Why? Why so bitter? The inside of my mouth is tingling.
It's a delicacy. Oh. Oh. It's got worms?
Wow, how amazing!
Oh.
I can't believe big monsters have big
Today's just a
parasites.
buffet for me.
I'm gonna hurl!
All living things have parasites, and a lot of them end up getting mixed into the things we eat, too.
Ugh. Ugh. That's why you gotta prepare things properly, right?
I don't see why we couldn't.
I don't think I would eat the worm, the tapeworm within the kraken. It does look like it has decent meat on it though. I trust Senshi to prepare it properly, at the very least.
Why don't we try putting some sauce on this and grilling it?
No, let's try broiling it with the sauce. Thank you very much.
I'm irritated because it's actually starting to smell good.
Yeah, I bet it wouldn't be all that bad. I just had an overreaction given like what it was.
It's ready.
Okay. Giant parasite broiled with sauce and no sauce found in a giant kraken. So wait, so okay. So this is just parasite, right? Like they are not actually cooking any of the kraken. That's a little disappointing. Because I wanted them to cook up some of that kraken as well. I do love me some calamari. I've had both squid and octopus, I believe. Maybe I had octopus? I have to have had octopus at some point in my life. I enjoy both of them. So this, obviously, like I said, I haven't eaten tapeworm or anything, and nor have I ever had any kind of an infestation. You hear those horror stories of people who eat weird things and then get like infections and like, can't stop eating but lose a shit ton of weight and all that. That just kind of grosses me out. And just the fact that it's a worm that came out of it. Yes, it's a giant worm, so the odds of it like infecting a tall man, as they say in the show, is low, I would say, given the fact that, like I said, Senshi prepared it properly, cleaned it, gutted it, all that stuff, filleted it right here. I gotta say, this looks pretty good, actually. If I can get over and see, the thing is they have a ton of meat on them. One of my biggest issues with the living armor is that it looked like, yes, it was kind of like, the size of it could fit in your hand, right? But I think in my head, I was comparing it to like oysters or something like that you kind of eat raw basically. And like the texture's all weird and everything. So that's kind of what I was kind of going on in my head. This looks almost pork-like, I would say, I don't want to say pork kebabs because it's like they're longer like strips of them. That's kind of the consistency that it's looking like here. Yes, it looked a little fishy as he was like kind of cutting it like the meat itself. But this, as it's cooked, looks a little pork-like. And, broiled with sauce, like a little barbecue sauce on some ribs or something like that. It looks pretty good. So, unfortunately, for myself, if you were to tell me that I was going to rate Giant Parasite anywhere high in the list, I would probably have told you that you are insane. But alas, I think this one's going to actually go pretty high because this do look pretty good. If you can just get it out of your head what it actually is, I think it's going to go right above roast basilisk. I think the sauce is doing a lot of carrying here. I'm not a type of person that needs sauce on meat. Like, steak is great by itself. Chicken is great with just some like salt and pepper. Stuff like burgers are good with, just some seasoning and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not a huge sauce guy, but when it hits, it hits. Being from Texas, we're big on barbecue here. And so a good barbecue sauce goes a long way for some stuff. So I think it's going to go right above roast basilisk just because I think that sauce is doing a lot of heavy lifting. So unfortunately, just for my own peace of mind, that's the unfortunate part. Giant parasite going right above roast basilisk, which was right above orc bread and cabbage caldo, or the roast cabbage. And also, I'm still realizing they haven't actually cooked up the kelpie that they did. It looked, I know they made soap out of it, but soap ain't food. You don't eat soap. But I know he was like cutting out some meat, so I don't know if that's going to be for later, or it's like, oh, we forgot to cook this thing, let's do that right now. I don't know. We still have a few minutes left in this episode, so we'll see.
So good!
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks pretty
Tender.
good.
There is a little bit of sliminess to it, but if you look past that, it's so flavorful and meaty.
It's exactly what I was, basically the analysis I gave before they ate it, right?
You would expect it to taste like fish, but it's pretty unique. Do you think it's better than squid or octopi?
There's no way.
I mean, squid is pretty goated.
Probably.
Yeah, oh,
No matter
man.
how you prepare this, I bet it's still delicious. I even liked how it tastes while raw.
Hold on. You ate it raw.
Oh.
Well, just a bit.
Oh, I was right when I said that he was going to go, "Arr."
Check it out. The fish are eating the kraken.
Oh, and the circle of life is repaired.
Size monsters should gradually recover.
There we go. Oh.
My stomach's feeling...
Are you okay?
It's the raw stuff that he ate, huh?
See, Laios, seems you managed to catch a parasite from eating the giant parasite.
No.
They're typically inside normal fish as well. I saw it when I was cutting it up.
Yeah.
They don't feed on humans, but once inside, they will rip holes in your stomach.
Oh.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait until the bug dies.
Oh. I don't like that.
Hit him with healing magic every so often.
All right.
Just keep him alive and suffering.
The fishmen prey on the bladefish, and the kraken eat the fishmen. We defeat the kraken, and then the tiny fish eat the meat from its carcass.
The circle of life.
Laios ate the kraken's parasite, and now the parasite from that parasite is forming a hole in his stomach.
Because life finds a way, as they say, right? Laios.
Laios wanted to say something, but due to the intense pain and urge to vomit, he couldn't quite form a sentence. The distinct feeling of having a knife slashing at his insides
man.
continued for the night.
Wake up every
He
30
vowed
minutes and heal
never
him.
to consume a raw parasite ever again.
Very not delicious in dungeon, that one was. Interesting. So, like I said, I don't think they actually prepared the kelpie for a meal. It was more so just an adventure with a kelpie there. So we still, despite the fact that we had kind of 3 sections to that one, like I said, 2 of them were kind of like mixed with each other. So I'm really curious to know if this is actually like just 2 chapters, but they just named it 3 things, or if it actually was 3 chapters and they just kind of worked around it in the adaptation. That was a real solid episode too. I don't know if I enjoyed that one as much as the last one, and even maybe the one before that. The last one with the living painting and the mimic. That adventure was great. This one was good. I like the fact that we had kind of an adventure in like a single spot here for this one, but managed to cover kind of like 2 completely different kind of stories. Though they both kind of fed into Senshi both saying like, maybe all the stuff that I knew was wrong. Maybe I can look at things a different way and come to a new understanding about the world, or at least this floor of the dungeon. Some good food in this one too. Like I was saying, that cooked parasite, like it's all in the preparation, right? What is it? Pufferfish, I think. That's like incredibly poisonous unless it's prepared like properly. Or is it sea urchin? I think it's sea urchin. Uni, right? Which I don't think I've ever had. Yeah, that one I have not had. So it's, once again, it's like that. And I like how, I guess we don't have the ability to bring Laios back to life, right? So, and I would assume that that parasite inside of his stomach is going to have plenty of stuff to feed off of and live, right? So is it going to just keep, I don't know how healing magic works in this universe. I don't know if like, if it's good enough to repair like internal injuries and all that kind of stuff, because typically you think of a healing spell in it. I guess it would like heal cuts and bruises. I don't know what the actual D&D description of like healing is, or whatever the first level of healing is. because we know that Marcille probably can't revive someone from the dead, but can certainly, like, you know, bop him with her stick every now and again to heal. So I think Laios might just have to carry this thing for a while until they run it across a cleric and then be like, all right, can you give us a couple hours and wait for this thing to kill him and then just revive him real quick, please? He needs this thing out of him. Also, how would that work with the parasite? After it kills him, would we have to wait for it to run its course, or would he eventually just pass it? I don't know. I don't know exactly how the logistics of that works. I'm just going to assume that between the last episode and this one, he's going to turn out to be fine. Unless it's a running thing, okay? Because we know that they like to carry stuff over from episode to episode here. So it wouldn't surprise me if we start up the next one, he's like, damn it, my stomach still hurts so bad. I don't think I could eat any monsters today. And then the first monster that crosses his path, he's like, oh, fuck, I want to eat that thing. Because, hey, one-track mind and all that kind of stuff. But I did like all that. Even if the Kraken got dealt with, like, really, really quick, it wasn't like a huge action scene. I love the inventive way that they dealt with it. Casting water walking on a creature that thrives underwater and can't do shit above water. And then, you know, just like a single, like, stab through the head. But, you know, Senshi knew that weak spot. I'm kind of bummed. I feel like I should add Kraken to the tier list. But the fact that it wasn't like a prepared food, I don't think I will. It would probably go pretty high, though I wouldn't have eaten it raw, as, you know, evidenced by the parasite that he caught. The stuff that they did actually prepare and cook was pretty solid in this one. We got one like mid-tier thing and one pretty high-tier thing, I would say. It's just wild to me that I rated grilled parasite like so high. There we go. Yep. Real solid episode. I don't think I have too much else to say on this one. Hey, this show is just always a delight to watch, isn't it? So what did you think of this episode, dear viewer? Let me know in a comment below, and don't forget to leave a like on your way out. And I'll catch you next time with the next episode of Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon. Take it easy, everybody.